We had Thingy last week. What's his name? I forgot his name.
Wally. You forgot what his name.
I forgot his name. That's poor. But yeah, we had Wally last week, and
we love you, Wally.
Yeah,
He's never gonna come back. Well done, man.
Yeah, I've ruined it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to kind of half episode of the Short Corner podcast. So we've done 2 episodes, and then there'll be another one coming out after the derby at the weekend. But this is kind of like episode 2.5, where we're just going to be doing a bit of a review of the 4 Champions League games that took place in midweek, and then also reviewing the Europa League game that Milan took part in, the 2-2 draw against Red Star away from home, and then also a little preview for the big one on Sunday 2 p.m, which is obviously the derby against Inter. So yeah, I'm joined by Naim and Rid.
Hey guys, everyone.
Joe, because it's like only a little half episode, we've not been able to get everyone on because Joe and Samir are busy with other stuff, but they'll be on. This isn't like going to be a regular thing.
We haven't fired them.
We've not fired them. It's going to be the same 5 all the time, but because this is a little half episode, we only probably need 3 of us. So Naim, I think you're going to get us started on the Champions League talk.
UCL, baby. So I want to talk about Juventus first. First and foremost, Pirlo's team, man, that was a really bad performance, I thought, from what I've seen. They conceded so early from the first half and also in the second half. So I don't know what the team talk Andrea Pirlo gave. He was prone to error on that second half. It's like, I think they conceded, how many seconds was it into the first half?
It was like 61 seconds in the first half and like 16 in the second, something like that.
Yeah, so Matthias Delete, maybe he thought that, I want to break that record of the number of seconds we conceded. So we're just going to concede earlier in the second half. But my God, you guys see the Porto second goal? The build-up was fantastic.
The build-up was really good. But at the same time, there were 8 defenders, Juventus defenders around who scored in the box and no one was marking. So from Juventus' perspective, that was really poor because it's basic stuff, marking in the box, and especially when you have so many players around as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, as Naim said about the team talk, I don't really see Pirlo as like the type of manager or just person to go inside and give like that, talk like, come on guys, we can do this. Bring the heart. Like if anyone has seen the Man City documentary on Amazon Prime where Guardiola just shouting all time long, regardless of the losing or winning, I don't really see Pirlo as that type of manager yet. I mean, or maybe he is. Like, obviously, I've never seen the Juventus dressing room, but he doesn't give the impression. Even during actual matches, he doesn't seem that animated in doing the matches. So I don't know.
As if Pirlo lets Ronaldo do the team talking. That's what I feel. Ronaldo's giving the halftime team talks to the team.
I mean, he probably does because I think he has that character, and I think it's similar with Zlatan in Milan. But at the same time,
sure,
I don't think Zlatan just goes to Pirlo and is like, "Listen, mate, I'll take over this one." I think he probably has like a couple of matches to be like, "All right, let's play it." But I still think Pioli's in charge. And I think when Zlatan joined, he did, I think one of the first things he said to Pioli, I've come here to be a player, not a coach or mascot.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, I don't think, Pirlo has, I think he's been thrown under the bus way too soon. Like I don't think he's ready for coaching the Juventus first team, bearing in mind he got the license after he was appointed as a Juventus coach.
I think overall it's quite a good result for Milan fans to see Juve not doing so good, but I think, like you say, Pioli is very animated. I think he's got more bookings than some of our players this season from the bench, from the referees. And like you say, I can imagine him kind of like getting stuck into some players, like not necessarily Fergie hairdryer treatment, but I can imagine him getting passionate. But Pirlo, I don't know, he just seems too calm to like have a go at anyone. But I think the sad thing about it is, I think we all know that there's just a Ronaldo hat trick coming in the second leg, and then
over. Absolutely. No, he lives through the second leg. He's a second leg player. Like that game against Wolfsburg a few years ago.
And then
Oh my
Atletico
God.
Madrid as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jeez.
from like a Serie A fan, if I take off the Milan shirt for a second and just be a neutral Serie A fan, I'm hoping there's a Ronaldo hat trick because in terms of Italian football in Europe, everyone has been
Tragic, bro.
It's been tragic, like, especially this week. I think only Roma won. And
Yeah, only Roma won.
yeah, it's trying given like who we played against. Juventus playing against Porto on paper, they should be winning. We playing against Resta on paper, we should be winning. Napoli played against
Granada.
Yeah, and on paper
They
should be winning, but they didn't. So it's been a tragic week for Italian football.
If Lazio pull off an upset against Bayern, I don't know, that'd be huge.
They played very well against Borussia, but obviously Borussia is here, and then Bayern is like a top notch of German football. There's a huge difference. Probably not going to happen, but from a neutral perspective, I would love to see that. But at the same time, for a Milan fan, I'm like a bit jealous that we're not there. But yeah.
Matt, what about the Sevilla game? Suso scored.
Yeah, Sevilla game. I caught a bit of that. But the thing is, I was watching because me and my dad watch the games together, and he likes obviously British football a bit more. So we watched the Everton Man City game instead. But I caught the highlights, and yeah, Suso's goal was quite good. To be fair, it's quite I think it was with his right foot, and it was funny because I've never seen him just shoot with his right foot in his whole however many years he was at Milan. But then the Haaland show commenced, and that was mental.
Erling Haaland, what a player!
Yeah, Mbappe and Haaland, they're both so good.
Fantastic.
I mean,
I think Haaland has a record of goals. It's like 46 goals in 51 games or something like that.
In a year, it's insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's been saying that Dortmund might have to sell some of their players. I think they're in a bit of financial problems, and said that Sancho, they wanted 105 mil for him, and now they're like willing to accept 87 mil. Guerrero, even Bellingham, who's only just joined, they're all like could be sold. And then the whole Haaland debate to Milan, that was like the massive dream outside that, with the Hauger links, the Raiola links, the Ibrahimovic links, and stuff like that. So.
I mean, I do think Sancho and Haaland, probably some of the best players, are going to be taken away. Probably in the summer, or if not in this summer, next summer, in the next year, I think. Hopefully, it's not how it goes in the Bundesliga, meaning every good player who doesn't play for Bayern ends up in Bayern, which is a whole different conversation. And I think it's really poor for the Bundesliga. Like, I think Upamecano is going to Bayern in the summer from second place team, and it's really poor because imagine Milan selling the best player to Inter, like that would be unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, Haaland to Milan, obviously that would be the dream.
Well, Bundesliga have a history of doing that, don't they? Goretzka and then Neuer.
Lewandowski was free. Lewandowski went for free.
That was a really good bargain. Farino was saying that actually.
But yeah, I mean, going back to Haaland, I don't think. I mean, obviously coming to Milan, it would be the dream, but I don't think we have the status or the money, to be fair, to afford him. And I'm sure if it came down to him, he'll probably choose like Real Madrid, Barcelona, or like a better team. Well, not Barcelona, given their recent years, but like PSG, Real Madrid, or just a team who's been better in the past few years, unless something incredible with Raiola or Hauga, they can pull something off.
I want to talk a bit about the Alba Mbappe incident. I think people are blowing it out of proportion. I mean, players say these things.
It happens. Yeah, in football, like
Matt, you know it happens too. You're a referee.
Yeah, that's the thing. You've got what I try and do as a referee is like, I've played football, and it's kind of a case of like, by the laws of the game, they shouldn't be saying that stuff. They shouldn't be developing that sort of attitude. However, there's got to be a kind of acceptance and an understanding that is football, players care, and that I think some people would frown upon it, but I think there's nothing wrong with it. It's like the Lukaku and Ibra thing. People like it.
It happens. It's part of the game. It's natural, and I think a lot of people who blew it up or exaggerate that, some of them probably never played football on a level.
I think it's being exaggerated because there's no fans and microphones are picking up on it more. So if they were fans, no one would have heard that anyways.
Mhm.
So that's why I think they're blowing it up proportionally. Because Lukaku said he's going to shoot you for that, and they would have never picked that one up. So what Mbappe said, well, I'll kill you in the street or something. Come on, like players
I'll
say
kill
these
you on the
things, they don't really
streets,
mean
stuff
it.
like that. Yeah, it's not that deep. It's just, you're playing UCL, two big teams. There's pressure, there's expectations, and you're living in the moment. Like, it can clashes happen even at your local park. So let alone the UCL and stuff.
Well, PK said to Mbappe, who are you going to kill? But I thought Mbappe ran him through a whole game. There's a picture of him trying to hold on to Mbappe's shirt, dragging him through the mud.
Yeah. Should we?
Icardi played fantastic. Before we proceed, like other than the misses he did have, I thought other than that, he was pretty good, playing his passes and whatnot. But he did have a few bad misses. But overall, I thought he was all right.
Who? Mbappe.
Icardi.
Yeah.
He did everything but score.
And Ken kick, Moise Ken as well. Played really good.
Ken, yes, very well.
Exactly. We had a chance to sign him on loan, I think, but didn't happen. Well, should we talk Milan?
Yes, let's go.
So obviously yesterday we played against Red Star away. We drew 2-2, one on goal from their side, and the second goal was a penalty scored by Theo Hernandez, and they scored a header, I think 93rd, 94th minute, basically last kick of the game. And the main thing is they were one man down, so ideally we would have won the game. A bit of a bummer, but what are you guys' thoughts on it?
Matt, do you think that was offside leading up to the corner? I thought the player was offside, and I don't think they should have had a corner in the first place. I don't know.
Yeah, so Pioli, I watched his post-match interview, and he complained about that, and he has a right to complain, but the thing with VAR is they can't offside a corner decision. Like if that offside led directly to the goal and the ball hadn't gone out of play, then they can review it because it's in the build to a goal. But because the ball went out, it's a new phase of play sort of thing. So they couldn't review it, which is a shame. But yeah, I think obviously 2-1, it's quite disappointing that we couldn't hold on. But it was such a scrappy game. And in tough conditions, it was similar. I watched Leicester at the same time, going away to these Eastern European countries where they're very physical, awkward kickoff time, quite far away. I think to get out there with, although not a win, which we probably should have held on to get 2 away goals, take it back to the San Siro, and they need to win. They need to win in Milan, unless it's a 3-3 draw, which I can't see happening. I think it's okay, if not perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I think we will pass. Knock on wood. We should be pass. We should go through. But yeah, obviously it's a bit frustrating because they were down one man and they was considered straight on the last kick of the game. So that's naturally going to be frustrating, given that they weren't even playing that well, to be fair. But I also felt like after red card, we kind of just stopped playing. We were like, okay, just a Serbian team, 10 men down, we're just gonna pass the ball around. Which is, to be fair, what I didn't really like. But at the same time, I can understand, you got a derby in 2 days, you don't want to waste too many energies, you're winning 2-1. And, all of that combined led to the second goal from Red Star, which is understandable and can't really do, but, it is what it is. Could have been worse. It's fine.
This is no excuse for performance, but I think there's a stat where Red Star hadn't lost in Serbia for a few years, and the last time they lost was
I think they didn't lose. They didn't lose home the whole season.
Yeah, something like that. But it's no excuse again.
Yeah.
Again, it's similar to the Leicester situation. They played Slavia Prague, and it's like on paper, Leicester are so much better than Slavia Prague, player for player. But it's this whole Red Star and Slavia Prague are so used to winning. It's like, so even when they come up, when Red Star come up against Milan, it's like in their heads, it's like a loss is a bad result. They don't have this inferiority complex. They see themselves as equal because they've got this winning mentality instilled in their club history. So that's why these away games, especially in Europe against these sort of teams, are
and they have nothing to lose. Like if they lose 3-0, okay, it's it's the mighty AC Milan. We lost 3-0 to AC Milan, so I think they just can't be like, we're just going to do our best, play the game of our lives, to be fair. Obviously, it wasn't the game of their lives, but they have nothing to lose, so it is understandable. where we tried to manage our energy because of the derby. They have, I think, 5 points difference in the top of the league, no losses, so they had nothing to lose and they went for it. So GG to them.
I thought Kalulu was really good. He was really, really good.
Krunic played really well as well.
Oh, Krunic as well.
Yeah.
That's quite it's quite encouraging.
Yeah, I think if he plays, he has to play as a cam, because I think when he plays as a CM, he's just horrible in my opinion. His only few good performances have been when he's playing in cam or even
in a forward position.
Yeah, in a forward position.
Yeah.
So I think Mate, Tonali, Benasakis are the ones that should play in the midfield in the double pivot we got, and Krunic should just be slot in whenever Pioli thinks it's necessary. We do have a lot of players that play in forward positions, but if he plays, he has to play there nowhere else, in my opinion, because,
I don't know why Hauge was left out. Do you guys know? He was doing so well in this competition, and they cut him.
I think Pioli preferred to have an extra midfielder than an extra... which is understandable, because obviously because Krunic, for example, he can pretty much play everywhere if needed. Obviously, if we ignore the performances, he can play the CM, cam, left wing, right wing. So I think he just preferred to have someone who, should injuries or COVID or anything happen, he has like the joker who can just play whenever he needs to. So I think that's why it was, which is a bit sad, because Hauge was playing his best football in the Europa League, and I hardly see him. I don't think he's gonna get many starts in the league, because we have Rebic, Leao on the left wing, and I don't think Hauge is on their level just yet. So it's a bit sad, because I think it might hinder his development a little bit, but hopefully he proves us wrong, because I think there's a lot of talent in him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you want to do derby preview?
Yeah, let's talk about the derby.
Yeah.
So I think it is safe to say this is the most important derby we've had in a decade. First against second, whoever wins pretty much goes first / stays first. Yeah, if Inter wins, they're gonna get, I think, a 4 points cushion. 4 points cushion. Yeah.
4 points. 4 points.
And if Milan wins, we're gonna go back to first and have 1 point advantage. So it's basically, I think whoever wins this game, it's favorite to win the derby. So it's probably the most important game of the season, probably the most important game of the decade. It's a shame we still don't have a full squad. Last time we had a full squad was in November. Benasser got injured in the game yesterday, which is a shame, because he was just coming back. But Tonali,
I thought Pioli forced him out early.
Yeah, but Tonali, we forgot to mention, he had a great game, Tonali.
He was really, really good.
So I'm not too worried. I just hope he got a bit of a confidence, which I thought he was lacking in the first few months of his Milan career. And so I hope he drops the masterclass, to be fair, because I think he can. I think he has the talent, and it's his time to step up. What other game to drop a fantastic performance if not the derby? So I think he needs to step up on that game. But everyone needs to step up. Most important game of the season. No excuses. We can beat them because we've already beaten them once. And they won one this season. We've won one this season. So it's all just perfectly built up, a perfect derby. So it's a must win. Like, we can win them. We don't have any excuses. We've beaten them with a injured team before. There's no excuses. We gotta just go and do the job. Might be hard, but we gotta do it. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that this is so huge, because if they win, it's 4 points, which is 2 games, and that's going to need 2 wins from us and 2 losses from them for us to go back top. Or it's going to take 2 drop points for that, 2 games worth of drop points for them, and 2 wins for us. And I think the only way Milan win this league, as, let's face it, underdogs, Juve, they're the kings in Italy as it stands, and Inter probably got they're the nearest challengers. I think the only way that we win it is if we're on top and we're being chased. I think if we have to do the chasing, I'm not sure if we've got the mentality for that. We've seen it in the even when we've been fighting for Champions League spaces in the past, as soon as we drop out of that top 4, we find it really hard to chase
Get back
someone.
in.
If we've got a place, if we're top and we've got somewhere to defend, I think we've got a good chance. But I think as soon as we're 4 points behind, I think motivation might drop. It shouldn't, but it might naturally. And yeah, I think the belief might go. But if we can win this and go back 2 points clear and proper go, because like if we fall off, Inter might see us fall off with that Spezia loss, and like if they win the derby, they're like, okay, Milan are gone. That's it. That was their little fun title charge over. But if we win and kind of say no, we're not going away, then that's a real statement. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of people stepping up, I want to talk about Romagnoli. I'm his biggest fan as much as anyone. I've defended him so much over the years, but he has to step up. He's our captain. He has to step up. The handball, that's just defending 101. Keep your hands behind your back.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a poor mistake from him, I thought, in the Europa League game. A lot of people have been saying Tomori Kaya. I think that is a balanced center-back partnership. But Romagnoli will obviously start. He's our captain. But if he's going to start, he has to put in a really good shift against Lukaku.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be a defining moment this season. I don't think anyone's, he can be benched. I do understand he's your captain, but Tomori has been really, really good. And he's really threatening that spot for Romagnoli.
Yeah, whether you're captain or not, teams come first. If you're not playing well and you're the captain, you're just going to have to sit on the bench.
Yeah. So
and I love Romagnoli. I think he's been our best player through the Panta era. I think, captain, he stayed through. He was amazing. But I think he never, had the little, step up game. Like he never stepped up his game. He's always been a great defender. I think this season he's stayed a great defender, I would say. But now that you have Simon Kayak here, however you say his name, we can really see what a world-class defender is. And compared to Simon, Romagnoli is honestly nowhere near, in my opinion. I think he has games where he's really good, but also he has games where he's just not good enough. And Simon has never had, I can't think of one game where he's been terrible. And if you think about it, Kia is 32. In the past year, he's improved more than Romagnoli has in the past couple of seasons, which it's sad from our perspective, because I do think he's a great player. I do want him to be the star. I also want him to start the Euros for Italy, because I'm Italy supporter as well. But on it, if I was purely, I would personally play Simon and Tomori, but I understand you can't just drop him off, drop the captain off after one performance, especially given the whole team was a bit not great yesterday. But yeah, I think it is, again, the right game for everyone to step up, especially Romagnoli, who's been under everyone's eyes for 5 years, and even more the past season, because he has not been good enough, in my opinion. He just hasn't been good enough for the rest of the team. He's been more of a liability than a security, in my opinion, which is a shame, but he's got to step up.
I think Simon's playing the best football of his career here at Milan.
Which is really weird.
At this level at Sevilla, Atalanta, even Roma. He just really stepped it up at Milan.
It's really weird, because if you look at his career highlights, it's going to be 20, because he was really good when he was 20, and 32. Those are his peaks, which is really weird. What happened the decade and a bit in the middle? But I'm glad we have been. Honestly, as a fan, just watching the game, I feel much more secure when he's playing. He's so intelligent. He reads the game so well. I think Wally was going for a last podcast where he said if he had Tomori's pace, he would be
Wally did say that.
He would be the best defender in the world. Well, in the league, I think he already is one of the best defenders in the league. I think he's up there with De Vrij, Macho, Biki. I think those three are the best in the world right now. But what's your thoughts on Romagnoli?
Yeah, Matt, what do you think about the Romagnoli thing?
Yeah, so I might be a bit biased because I really want Tomori playing because he's English, and I think, to be fair, talking Euros, England's centre-backs aren't secure. You look at that front line and that's more secure, like Kane and Sterling and Rashford, going. But Tomori, if he has a good last 15 games of the season, who's to say he can't sneak in there? But I think, like we say, though, we can't just drop the captain. It'd be like, it'd be like Juve just saying to Chiellini, go. Or it'd be like someone saying to, I don't know, at Wolves, someone like Connor Cody, someone so consistent in there all the time, just saying, okay, get out, you're on the bench. So we can't just do that. But I think the thing with Romagnoli is he's really good like these small low-key games, but it is the
There's a step
Juve,
up in big games. Yeah.
yeah, the
Big
Juve,
games.
Atalanta, it's the Lazio, it's
I
all the
think
big games.
when he faces world-class players, that's when we can see his level. He's not world-class just yet. If he's played against Lukaku, in how many derbies have we, conceded goals because of Romagnoli? Not just because of him, but a lot of Romagnoli mistakes. So it is the right time for him to step out. And honestly, it might, a lot of people might disagree with me, but I think if he doesn't play well in the derby, not well, but like if he has a lot of errors and can't, keep a hold of Lukaku, which honestly is really hard. Like he's a beast, Lukaku, when he's on his day, so I can't blame him. But if he plays like he did yesterday and has individual errors, I definitely think he should be dropped on the bench.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's a defining game for sure on Sunday for Romagnoli. Salamakers too. He was good, but he was really good actually, and I don't know what's happening to him recently.
See, the thing is about Salamakers, he isn't good, but he is good. If you know what I mean, he isn't the type of player.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
he isn't the type of player like you can, you would rely on to change a match by himself. But I think he keeps it simple. He does what he can do, and he just works well with the rest of the team. If you compare to Castillejo, he tries to be, he tries to do a little bit more, which unfortunately I don't think he's capable of. He was last season. I don't know what happened to Castillejo, but he's not. Whereas Salamek is really good at just keeping it simple, passing, doing the basics, and here and then beat the man and everything. Should we have predictions before we wrap it up?
Yeah, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing, going forward, a bit of a predictions table between the five of us. So what we'll do is Samir will edit it and we'll see if we can get him to put in our predictions. So you'll hear our three, but obviously Samir and Joe aren't here. So we'll see if we'll make sure that you know that. Yeah, we'll make sure that you know their two predictions as well. It's going to be a little thing going forward. So if we get the result right, so the bang on score, we'll get 3 points. If we get the result right, so say if we say Milan will beat Inter, and I say 3-0 Milan for whatever reason, and it's only 2-0, then I'll just get 1 point. And if you get the score result completely wrong, you get 0. And yeah, we'll have a bit of a league table. So, Naim, do you want to give your prediction first?
I think 2-0 win for Milan.
2-0. Score? Who's going to score? Who do you reckon?
Zlatan and Liao.
Matt?
I'm going to go 2-1 Milan. I think Lukaku will score because he just does. And then I think Hakan might score and Zlatan. I think Zlatan's got a big game in him.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think 3-2. I think there's going to be quite a lot of goals. I think Zlatan's going to score a brace. He just does it when he plays against Inter. So if he scores, it's definitely going to be him. And I think third goal is going to be Hakan. I think he's going to step up tomorrow. And from Inter, it's going to be a brace with Lukaku as well, I think. So, yeah.
Cool.
Let's try and wrap it up, Matt.
Yeah. So that's our little preview done, as well as obviously the little look at the Champions League and the review of, as we're recording last night's game. We'll get Joe and Samir's predictions and we'll get them up on screen for you. And then we'll, as I say, get that thing sorted, get the league table sorted for the predictions. A nice announcement that we're going to be making now is that as we had Thingy last week, what's his name? I forgot his name.
Wally. You forgot what his name.
I forgot his name. That's poor. But yeah, we had Wally last week. And
we love you, Wally.
Yeah, we're never going to come back. Well done, man.
Yeah, I ruined it. But yeah, hopefully I don't forget this person's name who's coming on for the interview, and that's going to be Justin Diapolo, who's from Twitter. He's a Milan fan from
New York.
Yeah, Milan fan from New York. He's a really nice guy, really cool guy on Twitter, and yeah, he's going to be our second guest, hopefully of many on the podcast, and he's going to be reviewing the game with us. So that's something to look forward to.
And we are announcing this in the podcast first. So if you guys are listening / watching, you know it first before everyone else. So.
Yeah, there you go. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the little preview, the little review of the midweek games, and yeah, catch you for the next episode.
Forza Milan, guys.